Ah, Silent Hill 2. My favorite game of all time. I mean, it's not as good as like Peggle, but it's pretty good. With the release of the remake, some new players might have a hard time deciding which version to play. And I mean, there are a lot of different versions to play.
He's yours. I'm. Are there any other I should know about? I'm out of here.
Should you play the original, or should you play the remake? Well, in this video, I hope to answer that question. I've beaten both dozens of times and have almost gotten every achievement in the remake. I'd like to emphasize that this isn't a which is better video. Both versions are fantastic in their own rights. This video is more to just kind of help people decide which one they'd like to play. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Now first off, I need to bring up some basic shit. How does one gain access to these games? Well, the remake being a new release, you can just buy it. Now the original is a bit tricky. It's not available on any storefronts, and the prices for an original copy are... There are also so many different versions. You know, there's the Black Label, the Greatest Hits, also known as the Director's Cut, the OG Xbox version called Restless Dreams, which I happen to own, and the original PC version. I feel like I'm missing something. For this video, I will be using the Enhanced Edition, which is a mod that fixes a lot of the issues with that original PC version. It's, in my opinion, the ideal way to experience the game. For those seeking to experience the game as originally intended, I'd recommend emulation. What you're seeing right now is Silent Hill 2 running on PCSX2. Now you may be wondering, if the PC version's not available anywhere, then how do you get your hands on it? Now, I think the biggest change in the remake is the switch from a semi-fixed camera angle to a completely third-person perspective. Now, if you've seen my other video, you probably know that I have a thing for fixed camera angles. There's just something about it that gives a game a cinematic feel, and because it's not as punishing as something like the Resident Evil 1 remake, I don't think it's hard for modern players to pick up. But I must admit, getting to see Silent Hill from a more personal point of view does help better immerse you. You're no longer a fly on the wall viewing the action from afar, you're right there with James. You get to pan through the environments, scanning for both items and enemies in a way that you just couldn't in the original. Now, I think one of the big complaints of the Resident Evil remakes is the removal of content. Although what does make it into the remake is extremely polished and high quality, it still feels a little lame when an area or boss doesn't make the cut. The Silent Hill 2 remake, on the other hand, didn't really remove anything. In fact, it added a bunch of new locations. If there was ever a weak point to the original Silent Hill 2, it would probably be the combat. Pretty much every encounter plays out the same. You see an enemy, you lock onto the enemy, and then you wail on them until they stop moving. It's not terrible by any means, but it lacks any sort of depth. Interestingly enough, Masahiro Ito had a big hand in designing the combat for the remake. It's kind of like Silent Hill Homecoming, if Silent Hill Homecoming was good. They managed to make it a lot more exciting and dynamic without really overcomplicating things. Personally, I think it's the best combat system in the whole series. The only catch is that two weapons are missing from the remake, the Great Knife and the Hyper Spray. And while the Great Knife does show up on a technicality, the Hyper Spray is completely missing from the oh, never mind, there it is. Silent Hill 2 has one of the best atmospheres in all of gaming, and I really don't think that's a hot take. From the foggy view of the observation deck to the dungy alleys of Pete's Bolorama, even now South Vale is still incredibly well realized and detailed. and it's all coated with a thick layer of fog and a lighting system that still looks great. But I will say, for as well as this game has aged, it has still aged. For example, I think Silent Hill 3 really benefits from its fantastic facial animations in a way that Silent Hill 2 really doesn't. I can't help but get a little disappointed when the amazing FMVs end and I have to go back to looking at the in-game models. Like, I've definitely seen worse, and it doesn't really take away from the experience in any meaningful way, but it does bother me a little bit. Also, James's animations tend to look a little bit wonky. Like, I think they reversed his swinging animation. He kind of looks like a robot at times. Series veterans Masahiro Ito and Akira Yamaoka both played an active role in the development of the remake. Thanks to this and Blooper's obvious respect for the original, they were able to faithfully bring that original atmosphere into the 9th generation. Modern-day motion capture technology allows every subtle and nuanced detail in an actor's performance to be captured in a way that just wasn't possible in 2001. Although like most games with this technology, it does tend to look a bit uncanny at times. Now personally, I prefer the original performances. The original cast gave some amazing performances, with the real standouts in my opinion being Maria and Angela. The cast all sound a bit awkward and disconnected, which was very intentional considering the narrative, but I will admit it did lead to some unintentionally humorous moments.
Just like that stupid dog!
Now the remake, on the other hand, goes for a more toned down and natural direction. It's honestly a bit jarring hearing these characters act somewhat normal. I'll let you decide which ones you prefer.
It's kind of hard to explain, but...
Is it dangerous?
Maybe. And it's not just the fog, either.
Okay, I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying!
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
And it's not just the fog either.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe. It's kind of hard to explain, but
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going either way.
Now, I got a real bone to pick with this remake. There's only one thing that I really don't like about it. I hope you guys are sitting down for this. Are you ready? The remake is red. And orange. And a bit yellow. Maybe I should have renamed this part. Not to say the original was devoid of any warmer colors, but when you compare it to Silent Hill 1 or 3, it's far colder and more subdued, especially in its depiction of the otherworld. It used a lot of deep blues and greens that gave the game a colder, more isolating vibe. I mean, just compare how Brookhaven Hospital looks in 2 to 3. Now, the remake is seemingly giving the otherworld a more uniform look, one that is more akin to something you'd see in the other Silent Hill titles. Now look, the game is still gorgeous, and I'm not arguing that it completely ruins the aesthetic, but I will say I think it takes away from the game's visual identity quite a bit. In conclusion, both are good, and both are a worthy way to experience this beautiful story. It really comes down to personal preference. Do you prefer Team Silent's original vision, or Blooper Team's reinterpretation? Wait, you want my opinion? Well, I'd say go with the original. I may be a bit biased because it's the first way I experienced Silent Hill 2, but I think it still stands the test of time even 2 decades later. Hello everyone. I just wanted to record this last part, just to thank everyone for watching the last video. You know, we're almost at 100 subscribers, which is kind of crazy. So I just wanted to thank everyone for that. Expect more videos, probably I don't want to make a promise, but probably every month or so there's going to be a new video. I might try to make longer ones, but I have a couple more ideas of videos I want to do, so just stay tuned. Oh, and tell me what you think about the video in the comments, please. I'm interested to hear everyone else's opinions on this topic. Okay, that's about it. Bye-bye.